It's going live. Hey, we're live. Happy Thursday, February 17th. Dark Queen Ascension, Dave's Imagination presents Dark Queen Ascension, Adventures in Barovia, Curse of Strahd campaign. And hey, we're just getting started right off the bat here. And so I'm going to jump over and let's go ahead and run. Oh, there's my logo. Nice to have a little logo there before we play our intro. Okay. So, I would say live from my basement, but I'm the only one alive in my basement this evening. As here in Central Illinois, we've had another weather event. If I could jump over to my Google screen.
Surely you have some friendly spiders down there as well.
You know, I had a gnat earlier, but I swat at it, and I haven't seen it since. So maybe I got it. Yeah, so we've had I don't know 4 or 5 inches of snow, unless you let Glenn measure it, and then it's more like 8 or 9 inches. And otherwise, let's see here. We could jump over to our Faerun map, our map in Foundry, playing we have all of our maps in Foundry. That's where we have our characters. That's where I put all the bad guys and good guys and all the other stuff. I got it super zoomed in. The party is in Vallaki, where all is well. And we are in Vallaki, where we're at the Blue Water Inn. We went there and we were talking over our plans with the Martikovs there. This is we got gonna get her here. Danica Martikov is the wife, elder lady, and then Esmeralda happened to be there as we discussed our plans of what we're gonna do. And those plans of what we're gonna do are you can see them in Discord. And by the way, I am sharing my screen as well as also live in Foundry. So both things happening. So if you want to jump and see my whole screen, jump over to Foundry. If you want to look at just the Foundry screen, I said that wrong. If you want to see my whole screen, jump over to Discord, see the whole screen. If you want to see Foundry, jump over to the internet and you'll see the Foundry. If your computer is strong enough to load the pictures. I have not yet seen Leonard. It seemed like he tried. He seems to be on Foundry, but he's not yet in Discord. So right here on screen, we have our summary of things we're going to do. I'll just read through them. It's Strahdmas Eve. And in my mind, we have 2 long rests before Strahdmas Day. So this is day 11 in Strahdland. We have day 12. And then the big wedding is on the 13th. And so we have 2 long rests before we get to the big event. So Ruckus was going to go recruit the Elves outside of Vallaki. That is in the Vistani camp. And then Strider, you're going to recruit the Druids at the Winery and summon the Hill Druids. And the Hill Druids, maybe we mean the Arctic Druids that you came from, probably. Yeah.
Yes.
And then Gloin, you're going to recruit the Silver Dragon. Oh, Gloin's not online here yet, but Gloin was going to recruit the Silver Dragon, and as well as look for the Mad Mage and try to heal him. Olak, you're going to buy some quieter armor. And Olak and Ta, you were going to do some recon of Ravenloft via the portal at the Abbot. Rika, you're going to get your daggers, arrows, etc. silvered in Vallaki. And then everyone was going to meet back at Albert Lodge. And nicely done here. Break! And then you had here, oh yeah, something for Irina, something borrowed, something blue. And I thought I saw some chatter here. Oh yeah, get the blue tint on the sunsword. That's fun, as well as the wedding dress from the abbot. It should cover the something borrowed. Very good. Also, last week we had the big entrance for Strider. After he defeated Sangzor, he appeared in caught up with you in Vallaki in his new digs, and hopefully there was sufficient oohing and awing for you, as that's pretty darn cool. No text from Leonard yet, so if we jump over, I'm sure he'll join us, and maybe we'll start with someone other than him. Actually, as you're sitting here talking about it, you hear something. All of a sudden, the bard quits strumming her little, I don't know, is that a lute, whatever guitar-like instrument she has. She was singing softly off in the corner, and she stops, and then everyone's head kind of turns to the window as you hear off in the background a sound. That's not it. This is it. You can hear that?
Yep.
So on the one hand, I want you to hear it, but I don't want it to be overbearing. So you're sitting there, and everyone head turns to the windows, and the bard goes to step outside, and so do the other patrons. Kind of step outside, and you might look back, and Danica says, "Esmeralda, you might want to go to our secret room." She kind of gives a nod, and she runs upstairs. And Danica steps up into her spot and says, "Friends, this is going to likely be Strahd."
Should we send Irina to the secret room as well?
And she'll say, "I will need to face him eventually. And she'll stand up and start to move toward the door, and looking back. So I guess it's, what do the rest of you do?
You're cutting out for me. Is that just me, or?
Yeah, I'll turn it off. So basically you hear the music in the background. Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
The mic was picking up the music, so
Yeah.
it would make it hard for the rest of you. Hopefully you heard everything I said, though. Basically, the patrons went outside. Esmeralda ran off, and Danica has warned you that it's likely Strahd. And someone said, "Hey, maybe we should hide Irina," and she says, "No, I want to face him and hear what he has to say." Ruckus, you run up to the window. You look outside. I said,
I want to look. Yeah.
And you start to see people have come out of the buildings, and 4-horse carriage is coming down the road slowly, as it's led by a drummer and a man on bagpipes. Getting closer and closer.
Is it the window? She didn't go outside yet.
No, she went to the window first, but
Okay.
she's made her intention clear, though. And as the carriage is getting close, one of the people that's walking. So all these people on to the north of the carriage are actually in the carriage, right? But this dude runs up to the stairs, opens the doors, and looks in. It looks at Danica, gives a nod, looks to the left, looks to the right, and says, "Oh, you are here. He'll be very pleased." And he dashes back out.
Above the table is Irina is in on the whole scheme that she's going to play along with the whole wedding thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's been along, part of all those conversations.
Okay.
Unless you,
She's the one who told us it has to be her that stabs him at the right moment. Right?
Okay. So she's going to play along.
And I'll just say to us, whatever we do, we're staying with her. Right? We're coming along.
Yeah. So
We were bringing her to him.
sounds like maybe he's coming in. So, Marika, trade places with me, and stay standing.
Yeah.
Last he saw me, I was his charmed whipping boy. So I don't want him to necessarily know that I'm.
well, you've been seen.
Huh?
He delivered a.
Well, this dude came in, looked right, looked left. He definitely saw you.
Yeah. I don't want to talk one-on-one to Strahd if I can help it.
I don't blame you.
I would also look to Danica and say, this might be a good time for you to step away.
And she'll deny that. She'll say, "This is my business. He will expect me to be here."
I just don't want you to die needlessly. The Martakovs are a rare breed now.
Yes, I understand. We've been under close surveillance, and as long as I mind my manners, I should be okay.
Strider's going to take this opportunity to stash that cloak.
Okay. And
I don't want Strahd to know that I've liberated his people. He must know.
So you stuff it underneath the table?
Well, or in my bag.
Okay.
It's not like I don't have a pack.
Fair enough. You take your cloak off, you tuck it in your backpack, your bag. Yep, that's fine. And as you're deliberating this a little bit, the carriage, you hear "whoa" as the carriage has stopped out front, and Rinka steps toward the doors and looks at you guys. Should we not go outside? Or do you want
Hey, Ruckus, do you have like a backpack or something?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to walk over to you, and I'd like to put the Tome of Strahd into your bag. So because I'm assuming he knows we have it. So when we inevitably have to give it to him, we can pretend we recovered it for him much better than I would, or you can do that much better than I would.
Okay.
Ooh, that's moving all of us. Oh dear.
Yeah. And the game showing is paused for me on.
I think it just needs to catch up.
All right, I will transfer it over to Ruckus.
Okay. And now, did Irina say something about wanting to go outside?
Yes.
Good.
Or is he coming in?
So you look out the window, and they're starting to get out of the carriage.
I mean, outside seems better. More room to run.
Is this window, are these windows like panes of glass, or are they open to the air?
My gnat found me. Let's see. They look like glass to me in the picture.
Okay.
I just heard from Leonard. He's almost on. He's having trouble with the internet.
Sure. And let's see here as I try to maneuver people
If
around.
Irina feels like it's more polite to greet him at the door, then maybe Rinker someone should be there with her. Just,
I mean, you look outside and there's town guards that have been following it. Kind of once they knew he was coming into town, they kind of took position around the outside of the carriage, and the crowds just kind of followed him in. And let's see, first stepping out of the carriage, let's see, who would that be? Would be this guy.
I'm going to cast guidance on Ruckus before this all starts.
Sure.
what's that do?
It gives you a D4 on an ability check within the next minute.
Cool.
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Figured do
So-
that before someone could see me doing it.
Yeah.
Or hear me, I guess, also. It's a verbal spell.
Followed by...
So I'm playing gracious host here.
Yep.
Is what I'm hearing.
I mean, you own his winery now.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably. I suppose if I bust it out of his trunk, he probably knows that. But.
Probably.
So the gentleman was followed by two ladies, one in red, one in gold. And out steps Strahd, followed by another young lady.
Come on.
And as soon as they come out, almost in a run, is the burgomaster. Lord Strahd, hopefully you're pleased with the preparations we've made. And he just looks down on him and arrogant, and doesn't even acknowledge the burgomaster's presence. Somewhat followed behind them is the big town constable, the guy with the creepy arm that can. He's hanging out and he thinks he needs to be here. He looks right, he looks left, and kind of scowls at everyone. And Ruckus, Rahadin steps up, and as you go, and he'll start by, you must be the Ruckus that the Lord speaks about.
Yes, and it is very pleasing to see His Lordship and all of you here today.
And Ruckus.
Happy choice encounter.
Yes, I'm sure. We have some demands of you, I'm afraid. You've heard of the preparations you can see throughout town. I'm sure that we're having quite the celebration 2 days hence.
Yes, we've heard, and we're all looking forward to it.
That's good. As you might expect, we will need provisions, wine. We've sent ahead another cart to collect 6 barrels of wine, at least to start with.
Be happy to give tribute to Lord Strahd from the winery that he bequeathed to me, and I'm sure my folks working there will give your envoys whatever they ask for, since it's in the name of Strahd.
And stepping up behind him, Strahd himself steps up and looks at you. And he goes, how is your hunt of the treacherous Martikovs?
Well, as you know, the burgomaster here turned it into a festival to have all the people hunting ravens. So I think that many were dispatched.
But how many heads have you added to the spikes in front of the winery yourself?
Ourselves, we have not had much fortune in that area.
You are a disappointment. And he steps forward and kind of not physically pushes you out of the way, but kind of spatially moves you out of the way. You know what I mean? He steps up and looks at you for you to step aside so he can go in.
And I would give a little bow and wave, indicate that he's welcome
Yes.
through the door.
His eyes narrow at you. He is not pleased. The doors open, and Hadin steps forward, as does Escher. Where did Escher go? Escher, here he is. Escher on, and they look forward, and Strahd looks over to Danica, and looks at her, and you hear her stammer, "Yes, of course, Lord Strahd. Please be my guest." And he nods and steps through the doorway. And Irina is almost weak-kneed as her mouth is dropped and is looking at her dumbstruck. Any reactions from the rest of you as he enters?
I cast Agonize Our Scorcher. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, definitely, kind of, not a genuflex, but I definitely, a slight curtsy, some sort, that, upon his entry.
Yeah, and he looks at you and he says, almost with a wink, that your thoughts betray you, Goliath. But I appreciate the honor. And then he looks over at Irina. Irina, my dear. All of this and more is for you. And he steps forward and takes one knee and grabs her by the hand as she kind of trembles. I don't know what to say. All of that will be cleared up very soon, my dear. But today, I thought I might give you a glimpse of the present, the gifts that will become yours, you will be able to enjoy when we are joined. And what could you possibly give me that I don't already have? Oh, Irina, so much. For example, what do you know of your family? And she has shared her story way back when, that she was orphaned. She and her family were fishing on a lake, and they were finishing up for the day, her and her brother and her father. And when the wolves attacked, and she ran off in the mist and was lost, and then finally found by the people of the village of Barovia, right? And then she became the daughter of the burgomaster there, right? And so she, I've been an orphan since for as long as I can remember. And he said, and Strahd says, "Yes, my darling, but I've tracked down your family. I've traced it." And he says, he nods to Rahadin, who steps outside. He looks around and he points, and Izek walks in. And almost at once, Izek recognizes Irina. And as Irina, it's you. And first disbelief, shock, and then amazement that Irina recognized that indeed The and she steps aside and looks at Isaac and says, "It's been so long. Is it really you?" And she kind of puts her hands on his face and, what has become of you? And he kind of pulls away because he's done a lot of bad stuff in his life. It's a long story, but the Lord here, it's true. He's brought me back to you. And they start crying. And Strahd says, and yet there is more. Left for dead, living amongst the wolves, I found your father. And in steps this old man. Gray, wrinkled, leathery skin. And Strahd says something effective. I've cleaned him up and made him my footman. All of this family, Irina, will be yours. We can live together in Ravenloft. And she just starts crying. And he continues. On the eve of our wedding, I would ask that you come to Ravenloft so that we can begin preparations. And he looks at Isaac and Goran, and Irina's weak knee pushes forward, and Strahd relents, and it's an old man that she barely recognizes, but somewhere in the deep of her heart, she knows it's him, and embraces him. Father, could it really be you? And she just starts crying, and this old man just starts crying. It's been so long. and Strahd would say, they're there now. They're there now. There'll be plenty of time for that after we wed. And he nods to Escher, the gentleman next to him, who motions for Goran and Isaac to step out. Isaac, he says, would you be so kind? Be so kind to join us. Join your father, and come, stay with us at Ravenloft. And he says, oh, of course. And this guy was kind of the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of course, I will join. And as they lead out, I got a door still there. And the door's closed behind them. So, tomorrow, by dusk, if you would please do me the honor and join me for dinner before our wedding day. There's one other thing. And they push the door open. Let me introduce you to Gertruda. And she walks in, and she's kind of got this blank look in her face, and she goes, and she just kind of, her head kind of wanders back and forth, her eyes wide open. Gertruda will be your lady in waiting. She will guide you through any traditions we would have. Oh, and finally, Gertruda, show her your container. And Gertruda opens this case, and in it is the wedding dress. I liberated this from the abbot. He was going to put it on his abomination, and it was not the fair treatment for such a worthy dress. This dress is very meaningful to me. Hopefully, you will wear it for our wedding." And she just looks at it, and she can hardly say a word. And so of course I know this is a lot to take in, but please join me for dinner tomorrow night before dusk. And she just kind of looks at him and looks. She looks over at Varinka and back at Strahd. Any reaction, Varinka?
I would probably be confused. Is the expression? These are obviously the acts of a man who would be a loved person who would want to bring love to her, and I think it says a lot. To find her father and her loved one. I'd be a little confused by Gertrude, and her expression, her blank expression, kind of confounding a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, blank expression. She kind of leans to the right and then leans to the left
Of some sort,
right? And just very airheadish, and yes.
Lady.
Yes, Strahd, I will help any way I can. Of course. So, Strahd will continue. Join us tomorrow night, and he will look over to Varinka and the rest of the crew. And as Ruckus has come back in, of course, your friends are welcome to join you if that is your desire.
Rehearsal dinner sounds very charming. Oops, poor choice of words. Sounds lovely.
Yes, it'll be to die for.
Take.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my having fun with that as I played off your play of words too. So very well then. We will see you and look perhaps the rest of you then tomorrow evening.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock.
As they make their way out, and he gives a nod to each of you, and Rahid, Asher steps out, Rahadin steps back in, and he looks over. Katota. Wes? He's speaking to you.
Yes. And I wouldn't be sitting at the table anymore. When he walked in, I would have gotten up.
Yeah, you'd be standing, right? I assume you're all standing.
Yeah. Also, the icons are at different locations on my screen for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
I don't know what you mean.
like Strider's at the table and Ruckus.
I don't know if maybe you need to refresh.
Pan down. There's 2 of us on the screen. Pan down south.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all the way down.
No, he's done that. He sent me screenshots. It's funky.
Okay.
It's like 5 characters are just not where they are on Dave's screen.
I don't know what to say.
Reload. I guess.
It's gonna suck if you have to measure out for combat.
So Rahadin steps in and he looks right at you and he says, "I assume you got Strahd's gift."
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift.
I hope you can put it to good use.
Indeed, I can.
So with the celebration, you can expect to have traffic. We've put an order in for a large amount of meat to be brought to the celebration. So I expect there'll be an abnormal amount of hunters through your lodge.
That is great news. I'll send word to to my staff and have them prepare for these hunters.
Excellent. And he looks at each of you in turn.
We're all most excited for this feast.
And he raises an eyebrow and says, almost?
We are all most excited. We're all most excited.
You're saying you are most excited.
You were.
For this feast.
Yes, as he glances at you with a wary eye. Very well. We will see you 2 days hence. Or, I'm sorry, on tomorrow's evening. And they all exit. They all climb back in the carriage. The dad takes the reins. Isaac joins him. And as they try to leave, the burgomaster says, "Oh, but Lord Strahd, wait. Is there anything we can do for you?" And he just says, "Your silence is appreciated." And they just leave. And the bagpipes pick up, the drumming starts again, and they all depart. All right, now you can have your reactions.
Well, how's Irina doing? I go over to comfort her.
Yeah, you put her, and you can feel her body trembling. Even in that moment, such mixed feelings of hatred and love, and I was powerless to lift a hand, even though we all know it's not the right time. Of course we must go, right? As she looks at you. We must...
Well, we can run, but I don't think that's going to help us.
I mean...
Oh. Well, it just means we're going to the rehearsal dinner the night before instead of on the wedding day with everybody else.
Yeah.
If we still want to do the recon thing, I might move up the timetable for that.
Agree.
And the other patrons start coming. You guys gonna go back to the table?
The Tal would look to Gloin. So I forget who it was. One of the people looked to the burgomaster and said, "Your silence is appreciated." And so Tal would turn to Gloin and say, "Your silence? Silence on what?" So like quietly.
Yeah.
But
Gloin isn't here, so
tell the burgomaster not to clue us into something.
He said that to the burgomaster?
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it could just be this whole conversation then. Because the burgomaster looked like he was running up because he found out late that Strahd was coming.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it could be nothing. It could also be something.
And not too much longer after you make your way back into the table, in comes the burgomaster. And he looks around, and he looks, and he catches eye with Irina, and he hurries up to her and says, "Oh, Princess Irina." And Irina furrows her brow like, "Princess? Why are you calling me princess? What an honor to have you staying with us." And she just stammers, and looks like we have Katota right there. Like she doesn't know what to say. You must stay with us tonight. Before you go to Strahd. See Strahd tomorrow. We'll make sure your every comfort is taken care of. And he looks over to his wife behind her, and she just kind of nods. Yes, kind of this a silly, high-pitched laugh.
Well, it's very, very gracious of you, burgomaster. But we already had plans to return to the Owlbear Lodge tonight.
We need to make sure that she stays safe for the wedding, and
I assure you, there's nowhere more safe than our mansion, and she'll have every comfort.
Yes, but she has some items she needs specifically for the wedding, and well, she's moving. She's going to live there the rest of her life, and so we have some for. Right, Irina, you had some items back there that were important to you, and a plan to have one of the local girls do her hair and so on. Just there's many arrangements already made back there at the lodge.
And he looks from you to Irina. Are you sure? And Irina just kind of dumbfoundedly kind of nods slowly in agreement, and says, "Well, if you change your mind, please don't hesitate. And if there's anything we can do to make you stay more comfortable while you're in town, Danica, anything they want." And she just kind of rolls, "Of course," as she puts on her face. "Oh, yes, of course," with her fake smile on. "Anything you want, dear Burgomaster," very sarcastically. And he looks at her and kind of just shakes his head and come, Lydia. We must make sure the town is in full preparations. As they start to march out. No one asked him any questions. As they are leaving, 3, 2.
is there a question we're supposed to ask them?
Well, you had questions, but you didn't remember them. You were gonna. You had wondered about the silence thing, but you
Silence thing? I don't remember that.
Yours-
Yeah.
Your silence would be appreciated, or
I heard him say that. But I don't know.
I wasn't going to ask him directly, but if someone else wanted to ask him directly,
You had your opportunity.
I know from the stories that Strahd disdains all of the burgomasters.
Yes. I mean, with a very easy insight check, that is exactly what it was. It is Strahd just didn't want to be bothered by his drivel.
okay.
That's really all it was.
He's grown too old for that kind of nonsense. And he never cared for it even when he was alive.
But he's okay with our dribble.
Oh, no. He tolerates it because it's...
Well, you saw how he revered Ruckus.
Yeah.
Yeah, his favorite winery owner for the next, few days until he gets tired of him.
I don't think it didn't even seem like it was his favorite anymore.
yeah.
Well, it's his only winery owner, so favorite, least favorite.
Well, who owns the winery?
Management changed quickly last time.
Who owns the winery?
I do. He was going to give it. He was going to give it to me if I put all the Mardikov's heads on pikes. That's true. So I haven't actually.
So who's running the winery?
Robots.
No, that's not entirely true. Who's managing the winery right now?
Those are Druids, really.
The Druids are.
Oh, so it's my winery.
Maybe.
Okay. So now we have a laundry list of things to do. Unless your plans are changing.
My head hurts from thinking about it.
I think our timeline's accelerated a little bit. That's all.
By a
Yeah,
day,
so-
right?
If we can fit it all in.
So quick recap here of what happened. So
I'm in Discord, and Glenn has a nice summary right there.
right, no, of what just happened.
Oh, of what just happened, sure.
So we got invited. We got invited to like a rehearsal dinner essentially tomorrow night, and was Irina given a dress to wear?
Was shown a dress that he hopes she will wear.
And it's the
Tomorrow
dress
or
we gave the
later?
abbot, right?
It is the dress that you gave the abbot.
Which is a wedding dress, right?
It is a wedding dress.
So she's not gonna wear that tomorrow night. She's gonna wear that.
Oh no,
the
that's
next day.
he just wanted to show her that he had a wedding dress for her,
Right.
and that he hopes she will wear it on the wedding day. If I didn't make that clear.
Yeah, no, we get it. I got it.
That makes sense.
I was thinking about myself if I were to disguise myself as Irene, how that would work. Okay. That also
Sounded like
means
he
we
did
can't.
not appreciate. Oh, sorry.
It also means we can't steal that dress from the abbot since Strahd already took it.
Well, on the plus side, the abbot might not be happy that Strahd rejected his gift.
Well, if you're going to teleport into Ravenloft, you're going to go to the abbot anyway, right?
Yep.
What's the plan? Yeah.
Well, Irina, you'll need a maid of honor.
Oh,
At least they could put me close to you.
yes, of course. But do you have a dress to wear?
I'm sure somebody can whip something together here. I don't know if I have anything that formal.
How tall are you?
That's a lot of fabric.
Is there a big and tall store in town?
Is there a big and tall?
You might need 2 dresses.
What is everybody else's thoughts?
I think we still try to do the stuff on the list if we can, if we got time. Is Leonard still not with us?
He just
He just joined.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know if half the night's gone already.
Oh no,
No, not even.
No,
You missed Strahd.
that's the thing. So he invited us for a rehearsal dinner of sorts. He didn't call it a rehearsal dinner, but a rehearsal dinner with Irina, and he invited us. And he showed her the wedding dress that we gave to the abbot, who Strahd said was an abomination, and he took it. And there may be bad things that happen to the abbot. We don't know that yet. That was one thought I had. And then Strahd presented Irina's dad and Isaac Strasny, who is a love interest.
no.
No,
Her dad is dead.
No, her dad is not.
That was the reveal.
Right. Yeah, so there's a reveal there. There was a Rahadin.
So he's not dead, but he is dead.
Well,
you
that
didn't get to inspect him that close.
if that is true, you're not aware of it.
Right. There was a whole court of people. I'm not going to give you the names. You can watch the video, I guess, and get that. But I think that was about it. And the Burgermeister tried to get us to stay for the night. We had an opportunity to ask questions, but we didn't. If you have a question you wanted to ask the Burgermeister or his wife, then now's a good chance to do that.
There was one thing I forgot. Brats, I forgot to role play it. He would look at Irina and says, "I will send my carriage for you."
No.
Great.
Well,
There'll be plenty of room for all of you.
yes, we will. We plan to be by tomorrow afternoon. We will be at the Owlbear Lodge.
Very well. My carriage will be at the Owlbear Lodge at 5 p.m.
For all of us?
Anyone that would like to join us for dinner, Irina and I, for dinner.
Excellent.
Very well.
Thank you for your gracious hospitality.
And before you're done speaking, he turns and walks off. Okay, so that's the other bit of information, and that's classic to the story. So,
So, we had our laundry list we put together at the end of last week. Splitting up and trying to do various things.
all right, and so if I jump to the Discord, that's our list.
The one thing I thought of since then, what time of day is it?
I'm putting it at noon.
Noon? Okay. So for Olak and Ta's Grand Adventure, would we be able to like stop halfway at the Albert Lodge to take a short rest?
If you have time for that, you can take
Well,
a short.
I'm wondering if you have time for that. Because if we can do that, then I don't have to buy new armor. Because I can utilize one of my artificer features to switch my armor to be more stealthy.
So, if the carriage is going to pick us up at the Albert Lodge, 5 o'clock today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
So we've got a day and a few hours. Okay.
Am I going to be able to do what I need to do in a day and a few hours? Oh.
Not and take the carriage, I don't think. Because didn't we say it was like a 4 or 5 hour walk to get to the Mount Baratok?
Well, if I'm a dragon, I don't think I need to go in through the front doors.
Well, that's fair.
You also didn't have to
Why?
If you fly, it will take much less time.
You didn't think I was going to walk, did you?
Well, the land has not seen a gold dragon yet.
He's just a little one.
Even a little one.
Yeah, I'm just a little one.
Oh, no,
Just
that's
a
right.
worm one.
You're supposed to recruit the silver dragon. That's right.
So, my one solo thing is just outside of town. I don't know that it'll take that long. So I was thinking maybe I'd go with Strider to his. He was going to go to the winery, right?
That does
Since you
make
own it.
that does make sense.
Yeah, and help me remember. Did Strahd give it to me, or he said I could have it when I killed the Mardikovs?
He said you could have it when you kill the Mardikovs.
Okay.
When each of their heads on a pike in front of their winery, you could take it over.
Okay.
Until then, it's going to be run by the Druids.
And Strider runs the Druid, so hey, we got it either way.
There you go.
I don't know that he knows that yet, though.
No.
Or he's not acknowledging that he knows that yet.
Is that right?
Yeah, we don't necessarily want him to know that yet.
Is that your understanding, Christian, that you're now the king of all druids of all flavors?
At least in Barovia. Yes.
Cool.
But there is still some question on whether they would actually accept you as their king, right? You had the claim, but whether they would agree to it or not, outside of the.
Yeah, he has a very strong feeling that he would be able, that they will revere him with his act. So
Nice.
that was part of his vision from the gods, was that if he did this, so he has strong belief that was, of course we need to do it yet, but he has a strong belief that's true. Fair enough, Christian?
Yeah, that's my understanding of it.
So if we're going to break apart and do these various tasks, the idea is when you're done with your tasks, you go back to the Albert Lodge. If you're not there at 5 o'clock when the carriage shows up, we're going without you.
Right.
If Olak and Todd don't come back, we'll probably assume they've stashed themselves in Ravenloft somewhere. Anybody else, I guess, if you're not there at 5 o'clock, then you're on your own to get to the wedding.
So I'm going to just say who wants to go first, but any changes to plans before we do that?
I think I would like to swap buying quieter armor just to take a short rest if Ta's agreeable to that. But other than that, I'm content with my lot in life.
Well, maybe Olak, Ta, Ruckus, and Strider all go to the Vistani camp. It's kind of on the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's just outside of town.
It's just south of town. Not far out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
And
Combine a little bit and take a rest while they're talking.
Varinka and Irina, you're going to stay in town and do some shopping, some girl shopping. You each leave whatever weapons you hope to get silvered with them.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go on to the Vistani camp. Where'd I put it? Here it is. Activate. Okay, just so and of course Irina is not there. Let's see. What is Gloin doing? Gloin, you're going to do your own thing, right?
Right, I'm flying to the.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, should I go get the dragon first, or should I go get the wizard first?
Yeah. So the five of you though walk outside of town on the west side, and as soon as you get away from the sight of the guards, I assume you would take your shape and fly to wherever you want to fly. Right?
Oh, before we do that, who thinks their mission's going to be the most dangerous? Who wants some extra HP before we depart? Out of the five of us.
I think that's us. We're going.
All right, all right. So you and me, and then Strider, Ruckus, or Gloin. Who wants the other one?
I would venture to bet Gloin.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, all right. Increase your max HP by 5, the three of us.
All right. So Gloin. So Leonard, my thoughts. We had brought up this question of hit points. So my idea is that the last amount of hit points for the dragon is the same as Gloin's hit points. So I don't know, what are you at? 70 hit points, whatever you are, right?
I'm at 75, but I think the wormling is around 60, isn't it?
Oh, is it less?
Well,
It could be. It could be.
I should have printed it up, but I never have quite got around to that.
So if it is less, increase it to match yours. Okay?
Okay.
In the future, though, as you get bigger, those dragons are going to have a lot more hit points than you will.
Well, yeah, but this is still just a wormling.
Yeah. So if it has less than you give it your hit points. And your hit points are the same whether you're a dragon or dragon form or your form.
Am I going to get an extra 5 then? Because
yes, that's right. But you with the buff that Olak gave you, you'll have an extra 5.
So that'll make it 80.
All right.
Come on, dragons.
But so he's just got 3 hit points. So if he gets damage as a dragon and then he changes back, he at whatever hit points he was at.
Right.
So you're saying get the extra like you do for wild shape or something.
Correct. You don't start over.
Oh, damn it. I don't want a wormling.
Because he doesn't get infinite health.
Come on. Okay, so if I'm a dragon, how do I find wormlings? Come on.
So, let you figure that out, and as we go to the Vistani camp. Yeah?
Okay. So, are Ta and Olak coming into the camp, or are they hanging on the outskirts to rest?
I was thinking hang out in the outskirts to rest, at least for me.
Okay.
Unless you would like us closer by, and then I can rest inside.
I'm cool. I just wanted to clarify that.
So you approach the camp, and just like before, you see the buildings on the outside edge of the camp, and sitting in front of the camp is this cloaked figure, a dark elf, cloaked, sitting in a chair, chewing on a piece of grass, and he sees you coming forward, and just kind of watches you warily.
So yeah, I would approach him and say,
here it says,
I would like to speak to you and the other elves, if I could. We have important news to share.
He looks over to another companion. We are charged with watching the camp. Speak with me. There'll be another companion. Come inside our humble abode. And he pulls you into this house right here, right? And he says, "Do you have news? Did you travel to the Ember Temple?"
We did.
And did you learn? And he gets a little excited. Did you learn of how to defeat Strahd?
So yes, we have learned from our travels and our adventures here that there are special artifacts that will help us defeat Strahd. Also, we are recruiting to get whoever we can to be there. We expect this all to come to a climax at his wedding that I'm sure you've heard about is planned 2 days from now.
You cannot tell me you're going to actually go through with this.
Yes, we believe we have the artifacts, the secrets, and the power to do this.
So you're not going to let that poor woman marry the devil Strahd him?
Exactly. We are going to... She is with us. She is going to play along until the last moment. And
so
she is on the side.
Strider, you're in there too, Christian, right? The two... Yep. And he motions and says, "So, have you eaten food, drink?" And he points to someone, and they nod and run out. And so he's going to ask you all about it. We don't need to rehash it all, but he's going to ask you to share about these. What do you know? Why do you have confidence that you can even do this? And he say, you must find your way to the crypts and see if you can free my dear sister from her eternal hell that she has been bonded to this Ravenloft. Free her, please.
Well, we have a lot on our plate, of course, dealing with Strahd and his minions, but if you are there, if your brethren are there, perhaps in the confusion, you could go do that. We need as many allies as we can there when it happens.
He whispers.
So we are asking for your help, and Strider here has recently gained great influence over the Druids. We will be recruiting their help as well.
He kind of looks at you and looks at Strider in kind of confusion. The Druids, really? They will follow you?
I believe they will. For I have conquered Sangzor on the mountain. And I have taken his cloak and his bones. And as the possessor of both and the spirit Kavan, I believe that they will align themselves with me.
I would assume that as soon as you got out of eyesight of the village, you probably put the cloak back on.
Sure.
Sangzor, the legend?
Indeed.
So the legend is true then, and you slay this beast. All right.
I
So again, we don't need to rehash. You're willing to tell him about that. You're willing to tell him about the artifacts, right? And you spend an hour doing this. And in this hour that you're doing this, I guess one thing he would say, he would ask is, "What would you have us do?" Yes, the Vasani have already started to make plans to put up a tent, erect a tent in the Ravenloft's courtyard. But, and of course we'll be there. But what would you have us do?
I would say if you can smuggle in weapons, be ready when it hits the fan to.
When it hits the fan, what do you mean by this? No, I'm just kidding. So, but what you just tell them to bear arms when it comes time.
Yes. Yes, be prepared to. Obviously, Strahd has many minions who will come to his defense. Some of the people in general, town guards, whatever, might rally to his defense. Still believe him to be a good leader that they're going to defend. We don't really know
And
how many of the people will turn and follow us.
He'll look to you and say, you must release the drawbridge, because I suspect even in this wedding that the bridge will be up and only select few will be allowed inside the castle itself. If you could somehow release the drawbridge, then the resistance might be able to invade.
That's a good point. Okay. So
If you can, otherwise there will be no aid for you.
So I guess, do we know that the wedding is taking place at a particular time on the 13th?
You do not.
Okay.
These are the details you work out in a rehearsal dinner.
Did we get a printed invitation?
Did the bride even say yes?
Is it valet parking? That's what I need to know. So, yeah, it's happening sometime on the 13th. Knowing Strahd, it's happening after dark. But who knows? So, yes, that's a good point. We will try to have somebody open the drawbridge. And so if you're going to be at the camp on the outside, yes, if you can be ready to storm in when that happens.
I will spread the word to everyone I trust.
Excellent.
Why don't you give me a D10, roll a D10, and we're going to add 10 to it.
Okay. Plus 10. Oh. 11.
Yes, so he will have 11 companions.
Okay.
Scribe, if you would please write that down for me.
Got it.
I believe I can wrestle 11 worthy fighters. And we will, if we can make our way in, we will try to storm the crypts.
This is during the party, right? So
This is...
sorry, I've been in and out.
Yeah, that's what we were figuring is during the wedding. Right,
Well, his signal is the drawbridge comes down.
Yeah.
And
So I was wondering, like, if it's a party and everybody's invited to Ravenloft, wouldn't the drawbridge be down?
And so he will put out a map of Barovia. Activate. Oh well, now mine is slow. Come on. And he kind of shows the... Can everyone see this?
I see nothing.
Let's see.
I see the. Yeah.
Where am
All I
I?
have is
I
a-
mean, it's visible on
That's
Discord.
because I'm on the wrong spot. All right, so we're over here. If you look at the map of Barovia, you're not all there.
It's loading. There I go.
And he will say, the populace will certainly not be allowed up in the castle proper. And if you can see it, this one hex right here, this hex is where the drawbridge is. But you have this piece of land, the two hexes kind of right before X. So these two, this is where our tent will be right here.
So there's a big tailgate party outside. It's a question of trying to get them into the stadium.
That's right. You have to distract the guards and open the gate.
Right, and the drawbridge was where?
The drawbridge is the beginning of the red line.
Okay, gotcha.
What's this, Dave?
You flip open the book, and it looks to be some balcony overlooking the realm to the east. A bazillion foot drop. It's a huge drop. I think I might have a picture of it in the.
Yeah, because we got a map of the place in the tome, right? Or somewhere along the line.
Yep, it was the tome.
Here's a good one. See that?
Okay.
So drawbridge is important.
From the view of Barovia, okay.
So that you were pointing at is kind of like this balcony overlooking.
Yeah.
And so the tents will be in this area just before the drawbridge. This where the realm will be invited to celebrate. There'll be a tent for each town, and as well as the Vistani.
Alrighty.
So, any other information you'd like to impart? Oh, here, I can show you this real quick. There's another view.
Nothing creepy about the glowing raven eye. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's just to set the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any information you want to give them?
If we've heard that silver weapons are useful against these undead creatures. If you have access to any silver,
And he mumbles, and he kind of just, I'll ask around, but I don't know what we would have that is silvered.
do we still have any with us from all that
Has
we found?
You've given all of your. I am assuming you've given every single silver coin to Varinka and Arena.
Okay. No, silvered weapons, wooden stakes. We've heard are good against the vampires. You. A couple of stakes in your belt when you come along.
All right, we can do that. All right, and so that took an hour, and in that hour, I assume Olak got his short rest. Christian, you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I would let him know that. First, thank him for rounding up 11 warriors and let him know that it's my intent to bring at least 14 more from the mountain. So just to reassure him that he's not going into this just him and his 11.
Well, that is good to know.
We
The
appreciate
Druids
you.
today are on our side, you're saying.
Yes.
Yes, we appreciate you joining our quest to free this land and use good discretion in who you share this with.
Yes, these 11, I suspect I should be able to trust.
Excellent.
Okay. Ruckus, not Ruckus. Olak, you had an hour to take your rest.
Yep.
Katota, were you doing anything in that hour? Wes? Well, we'll assume not. Did you say something?
Well, yeah, no. I'll say no, but I had been thinking about what I'll do for some sort of disguise. At this point, best bet might be to see if I can deal a uniform or something from Ravenloft.
I see.
If they wear uniforms, we don't know.
Well, you've not seen any. The closest thing to a uniform have been the guards at Vallaki.
Right, we haven't seen any like. Surely Ravenloft has guards. We haven't seen any of them though.
But
We
yeah,
haven't been to Ravenloft.
right.
So.
Yeah. But maybe you could find your way there today.
Yeah.
And so you two are now going to make your way to Kresk and the Abbot.
Yep.
All right, so you're going to head there. And Ruckus and Strider, you're going to make your way to the winery.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so 3/4 of that walk is together still, right? But before we do that, let's jump over to Leonard.
Yes.
You got just outside of town, and you transformed into your golden dragon wormling.
Yes.
And where did you fly to? Did you fly?
I think it being the most difficult task, I think I should go to see if I can recruit the wizard first.
So you fly north.
Yeah.
And as you fly north, let's see here.
Now, unfortunately, as a wormling, I speak Draconic, but it doesn't say that I can speak Common, so I'm not sure how I'm going to communicate with the... I may have to revert back to my glowing to speak to the wizard. We shall see if he can speak Draconic.
Yeah.
If I can find him. I assume that the old guy at the tower kind of gave me kind of an idea of where I could find him.
Yeah.
So I know where I'm going.
So I popped on the screen here a picture of is that Baratok? Yeah, that Mount Baratok. As you fly north, you fly over Lake Zarovich, which you would remember is where you saved the girl so many days ago.
Yes.
And you fly north and you head up into the mountains.
Yes.
You head up into the mountains, and on a ridge, you see a stately elk. Let's see here. Is it here? Yeah.
This guy might be a shapeshifter. That's quite have polymorph or something. That's good. Stately elk, huh?
Well, it's just kind of, proudly standing on top of a ridge overlooking. He looks up and sees this creature flying, he turns around, and within a step, he transforms from four-legged to two-legged. A dark man in dark cloak, dark robes with dark hair, as he steps off a cliff into nothingness.
And disappears?
Seemingly.
Crap. So I will land and convert to my dwarf. Do I know his name? I speak and I will shout his name.
And so, yeah, so we'll say the Ratavio said his name was Mordenkainen. As you shout Mordenkainen, but he has gone mad, so you don't. Ratavio could never get him to talk to him as he's driven mad, insane that everyone is out to get him. As you stand on the cliff, overlooking the vastness of the mountain and the cliffs below, and you shout his name over and over.
No.
No.
I shout his name.
Oh, you shout his name once.
And I say, I'm going to phrase this. Okay. Do you not want your revenge on Strahd? We go tomorrow to destroy him. Come with us.
And
Nice.
that's very well done. Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Inspiration.
And or how about you roll me a persuasion check?
So I'm back to glowing, so I can do this as glowing. I'm not sure the dragon. I wonder if the dragon has a better charisma.
That was pretty believable.
His charisma is a lot higher than mine, that's for sure.
Well, I'm giving you a charisma check, and I wasn't going to. I'm giving you a charisma check because of your very good role play there. So,
Okay.
17, nice. And a voice from seemingly out in the open air, somewhere in front and up, comes a voice that says, "Begone, you agent of Strahd, before I release my fury!"
I am insulted. Agent of Strahd, I am not.
And
we are trapped in this land because of him, and we will be gone from this place if we have to destroy every vestige of him.
Fantastic. All right. With that, you hear, you feel the ground starting to rumble beneath your feet. You get an action. What do you do?
Well, all I need is a bonus action, right? I'm a dragon again.
Very nice. And as you turn into a dragon, the ground falls out from underneath you, and you spread out your wings, and you take flight as you hover in the air. And as you start to fly forward, you run into an invisible force.
I would have just hovered. I wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm giving you something here, and this isn't.
Okay.
This is so. The trap was the ground was going to fall out. You resolve that by flying, right? Otherwise,
Right.
you've taken some massive amount of damage. All right, so that was the trap.
Okay.
And I would say the dragon can speak common. I think that's not uncommon for dragons to speak common. They might prefer to speak.
Well,
Draconic, but
a wizard of this level, I would not be surprised that he spoke Draconic.
I'll have to look that up myself.
I mean, he's got to be up there.
So Sorry, he's actually a level 1 wizard.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
That's a no.
He doesn't speak Draconic?
No. That's a no that he's not a level 1 druid or wizard.
I'm sure Alec was kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably has comprehend languages at least.
Well, if he has it prepared for that day.
It's a rich.
Well, I mean, it says in the thing that the only language that I have is Draconic. I mean, if you want to let me speak in common, I will be more than happy to accept that.
I think I'll give that to you.
So I will continue to. He thinks he's going to marry his bride tomorrow. Oh, the surprise he's going to have.
And booming voice. And now he has a dragon in league with him. What?
I am a gold dragon. You should know better than that.
And almost like an opening out of nowhere, like a window opens in the atmosphere, and a bearded face pokes out. And do I have a picture of him? I have a token of him.
Anyone at his level should know that a gold dragon and Strahd are not going to mix.
Well, anyone of his level that's sane.
True. So we'll see if he's got any sanity left.
Now, Leonard,
That's a horse of a different color.
So why haven't you joined us?
Ooh.
So I don't know. Can you see the screen at all?
I'm seeing a picture of a stag.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Yeah. So you don't see the map behind it, right?
No.
Yours is the only icon that hasn't moved over to the activated map. Anyway, so the dark face with the dark hair, and his eyes are pupilless, white, as his brow is creased, and he looks outside in the air, and he sees a gold dragon has been sent to destroy me. Begone, dragon! My secrets are my own!
Are you really that far gone? Come out of it, man. This is your last chance to take him down, or be stuck here forever.
And he starts to cast spell, and lightning starts to grow in his hands as he's about to shoot a lightning bolt at you.
Well, I'm not sure what I can do about his dragon except to fly away.
Yeah, well, let's see here. You get so you remember the way that the only chance you had to get him into his senses, right? You get to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. As a bolt of lightning streams from his hands out in the air, crackling through the atmosphere.
I thought you were going to try something to heal him, weren't you?
Oh, well, I don't think I can do that as a dragon unless I have the...
You can cast any spell that you would wish to as the dragon. I think they said that.
I said that, yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I am...
Well, first of all, let's resolve this dexterity check. What'd you get?
Did it roll?
Yeah, something rolled.
You got
an 11.
So it didn't do very good.
Yeah.
One of us, the dragon is better than that.
Oh, the dexterity as a dragon is it's a +2. It's a dex.
It was 12 instead of 11.
Yeah, you still fail.
So can I cast my spell as I fall?
Well, first of all, you got
a good roll out of that.
You take 24 points of is electricity damage, lightning damage.
How much?
26. I'm sorry, 24. 24.
How do I increase my max? Oh, there it is.
Well, you could just subtract those 5 first and then apply the rest. Apply 19.
Okay, so 19. Great. I'm trying to get this guy saved, and he's going to idiot.
So right now, he is standing in a window. What might you do?
With your own magic. Cure him, man.
I cast Greater Restoration. We'll see if it does any good. Did I cast it? I should have cast it.
It's come up.
It's on the screen. You imbue a creature you touch.
Oh, I have to touch him?
So what do you do?
So, am I falling or anything, or I just
No,
got
you
hit?
took the damage. I mean, you fell for a second as you winced from the damage. You're singed with the lightning bolt. Your body seized. You unfurl your wings with a flop, and you're back up.
And I make a lunge.
There you go.
And I reach up with my claws and I put them around his head.
So
and I cast Greater Restoration.
what I think of is you propel yourself with your great wings, and you make a dive for the window, pulling the wings tight to your body as you dive in to tackle him.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so you let's
As
make.
I touch him, I cast Greater Restoration. If I can make it through the window.
Yeah, so you tuck your arms in tight, and you.
I'm a medium-sized creature, so that's.
Yep, and you go into the window. You hit his body. Let's see. Why don't you make a strength check, or make an attack roll as you place your hands on him?
Well, so
As a dragon.
the dragon has a greater strength than I do.
Yeah. Your normal attack roll, like you were attacking with your claws.
Yeah, so
It's got to be pretty good.
yeah, where is it? Weakening breath. How come I don't have? Oh, bite. Well, I'll need to go to here and do a D20 roll, I guess.
Yeah, D20 roll plus 6. That's what you need.
All he has to do is touch him, so he just has to crash into him, basically.
Yeah,
I said roll. Did it roll?
Not yet.
1. This. Roll.
There you go.
Oh, crap.
Was that a natural 1?
No, we got a 5. You said it was plus 6, so you got an 11.
Yeah.
11. Yeah, so you fly into the window, and you kind of roll into what seems like a very stately mansion through the window. As you glance him, and you gather your legs beneath you, and you lunge forward, and you say your oogly boogly, and you put your hand on his chest, and you cast your greater restoration, and his eyes go from the cloudy whiteness to the formation of dark pupils, as he although the craziness of his eyes are gone, his confusion is all the more of like, and he looks up at you and says, "My God, where have you come from?" As he reaches for some weapon at his side and then doesn't find one. As he backs up against the wall. "How did you find me? How did you get in my fortress?"
I've been searching for you. We are going against Strahd, and we need everyone to to help us, that can help us. You almost beat him once. With us at your side, we can do it this time.
And
Wake up, man.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
We are adventurers from another place and time. We are trapped here just as you are.
And he's looking around, and he storms off into another room. He says, "Where is it? Where is it? Where's my staff? Where's my spell book?" As he goes off, and he seems to have turned his back on you, and he has walked off in search of stuff.
Well, I'm going to follow him.
And do you stay as a dragon?
No.
Yeah, so you follow him. He goes out of his room and into another room, down some stairs, and he's just frantically looking all around. And he says, "I can't. There's no way I could help without my staff or my spell book. I've barely held my own before." And so he starts going through room by room, and he continues this for like an hour. And he can't find it. Oh, I must have lost it in the river.
Crap.
If you can find my spellbook and staff, I will join you. Until then, I am useless.
Oh my God. How am I going to find a spell book in a river that happened how many years ago?
My point exactly. But what I can do for you, and I'm trying to find it here. He gives you a blessing. Here it is, supernatural gifts. He gives you a supernatural gift. He says, I won't be much of use, but here, take this potion. It's a potion of heroism.
Gave him heroin?
What is a heroism?
And
is
in
that?
fact, here's 4. As he wraps them and binds them with the cork with a piece of twine. Potion of heroism. For 1 hour after drinking it, you gain 10 temporary hit points that last for 1 hour. For the same duration, you are under the effect of the bless spell with no concentration needed. Drink this just before you do battle. It will aid you and your companions.
And he gave me 4 of them?
He gave you 4 of them. I will join you if I can, but I will not be there unless I can find my staff and spellbook.
Well, you know where you fell. So hopefully they're still close by.
Yes, I should do it immediately. And he goes back. He goes to the front door. He thrusts it open, and he transforms into a great eagle, a giant eagle, and flies south.
Okay. And am I in somewhere, or am I still have access that I can?
Yeah, you can.
Out?
Yeah, in his haste, he left you in his mansion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where the hell is his mansion?
Well, it seems to be floating out in the middle of nowhere.
So, is there a way for me to get out and back to Barovia?
Does there need to be?
I don't know.
Well, you see the outside, right?
Okay,
When he thrust open the doors and turned into a bird, he flew out the front door into the same environment from which you came.
Okay. Well, then I am following, and I am turning into a dragon, and I will be heading south to the that castle where it's at.
So when you fly south, and when you get to about Vlaki, he bears to the east. he bears to the east and where you continue south by southwest.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So as Gloin, I still have 80 hit points. The dragon has lost 24.
No, that's not what I'm intending here. You share hit points. You share hit points, but when the dragon gets of a level where he'd have more, as a dragon you'd have more until you get down to your level, then you share. The last 80 is shared hit points. All right, so assume a large dragon would have 120, right? Whatever it is, right?
Whatever it is.
All right. So the first 40 are the dragon's hit points. Once you get to 80, you share hit points between you and it. So it's the same.
Okay. I'm still confused, but okay.
For now, you just have your hit points, whatever form you're in.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see here. If we look at our lists, as you fly south, let's move to... let's do... Who?
Olak and Ta are the next one on that
Yeah.
list.
Let's do Olak and Ta. Olak and Ta, you are heading toward the Wizard of Wine.
The Albert.
Oh, Olak and Ta, yes, you're heading to the Abbot as you come to Kresk, right? And as you come through town, you climb up the slope, and you get to the gates, and you come in, and there is the abominations, the half man, half lobster guy, and you come in and you're back. You're back. You've come to see Master.
Yes.
Only for a little.
And
We'll be on our way.
And so I missed that a little bit, Wes. I'm sorry.
Said only for a little, and then we'll be on our way.
But of course, the master is in his laboratory. As he guides you this way, walk this way, and leads you to the lab. And he opens it up, and there they are. As you see him doing some sort of experiment. Master, 2 of our companions have returned. And with his goggles, he pulls them up to his forehead, and he looks at you and he says, "What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here."
That's what he said last time, too.
Strahd came after you left last time. He was not pleased at all.
You let him have the dress?
To say I let him have the dress might be an exaggeration. Of course I let him have the dress. Would you hold it back from him?
How did he know about the dress?
I presented him with Vasilka, and she was wearing the dress.
And how did that go?
And he lowers his head, as you might expect. You seem to know already how it went. What do you mean, how did it go? He was not happy with Vasilka, but he was quite enamored with the dress and forced me to give it to him. To say he forced me might be an exaggeration as well. He asked, and I hurriedly complied.
I've heard rumblings that you're in league with Strahd.
And you're not? You'd be a fool not to be in league with Strahd.
Well, I mean, we're not against Strahd, but...
Exactly. No one would openly oppose Strahd. That would be foolishness.
But what if someone were to?
It would certainly mean instant death.
Where would your loyalties lie?
My loyalties are to Barovia and its people, and my experiments.
So if you learned of a plot to...
I wouldn't want to know of a plot. Now, what brings you to my laboratory?
How to put this? I guess, you know, do we tell him, or do we just say?
I think we just do it.
Well, we just came to stop by and find out more about Strahd's visit. That's all.
Very well. Then you've told. Now be on your way. Go. Leave. Leave me to my experiments.
Well,
Can I use the bathroom?
well, I mean, above the table, he didn't tell us how to leave, and we said we were going to leave, and we didn't tell him how we were going to leave. So,
Nice.
I'm assuming
Yes.
we're standing in the room with
You're-
the brazier.
You are in the door. You are not in the room with Brazier. The Brazier was upstairs. You might recall.
Okay, but it was upstairs in this room.
It was up the. You would know that they were up these stairs to the left.
Okay.
the map hasn't loaded for me yet, so.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
loaded in for me. I couldn't remember which. We apparently haven't explored a lot of this place.
You haven't.
Also,
Abbott hasn't been keen to show us around.
You haven't asked. Looks like it's this guy.
I mean, in our defense, 3 of us were kind of unconscious at the time.
That's fair.
Yes. And the second time we had Strahd chasing us, and he shoot us away.
Now be gone! He's shooing you out the door.
I mean, I guess I could look at the screen you're sharing.
You're in the
so
doorway.
it's-
There's stairs. He's standing at the bottom of the stairs to his left. You have the abomination dude with the extra head and the claw in front of you, and they're just kind of pushing you back out the door. I've had enough, Strahd. I don't need him back here again.
It's upstairs at this room, right?
We're seeing
Yeah.
the wrong floor, I think. I'm seeing the wrong floor.
Oh,
I think we're right. It's just Ruckus and Strider are stand-ins.
oh, yeah. My bad. I can fix that. I should be able to fix that. Oh,
I don't see Ruckus. I see Gloin and
Olak.
Olak.
I'll find a
Very
Katota.
no worries.
Yeah.
Just I was in the wrong place.
All right.
Not that it mattered. I don't matter.
Yeah, you guys aren't really there. It's just
Yeah.
visibility. And did I get the name right on her? Yeah, Basilica.
Yeah.
Basilica kind of has almost that same look as Gertruda. But Basilica is very obviously a construct with all the stitching and patchwork. So what do you two do?
The brazier was up these stairs, right?
The brazier is up the stairs to the left.
Okay, then I'd walk towards the stairs.
And he tries to stop you, and you push through, push past him.
Okay.
Stop!
The other way.
Stop! No! Ah! You mustn't do it! And you continue your way up to the second floor.
Yep.
And in the middle of the floor is the brazier with the stones around the edge. As he follows you up and says, "No, no!" Do you just go up and grab a stone and throw it in?
Before we do that, I will cast silence.
Hold on. Would we rather have silence or invisibility?
Yes, both.
Okay, so Dave will need to make a ruling here. Can I cast a touch spell outside of the range of silence and then walk in to finish the casting? Because it has a verbal component, so I can't cast it in the silence. But I'm wondering if I can cast it and then hold it.
Well, I mean, you could cast invisibility first, and then I could cast.
Nope, because then you would not be invisible.
Yeah, I think that's the intention, is that you can't do both.
Good point. I forgot about that. I was thinking it was attacks, but yeah, it's all spells. And also the silence only lasts 10 minutes, whereas the invisibility lasts.
All right, let's go invisibility then.
Yep.
All right.
So you rush, you go upstairs, and he's following you right behind. And as soon as you get to the room, you kind of do your oogly boogly, and you disappear. And you just hear him, "Oh no!" And he turns to he's, "Cloven, be prepared. We could have visitor again." "Yes, master." As he goes back downstairs, the abbot goes back downstairs.
Okay, so which color are we going for?
So, if we read the poem again,
I was thinking maybe red. Yeah, if you could, pull that up on screen or something.
I think I have a.
Yeah, was red the library?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking too. And we should definitely, hold hands through this entire endeavor, because we will not find each other if we want to stay quiet.
Yeah, so red was the library, and there was that woman in there, and there was the painting that looked a lot like Irina up on the wall.
Yep, that's the one I'm most curious by.
Sure you don't want to go to where the coffins hide?
No.
Eventually, maybe.
Maybe we should tell the elf to go to the abbot and use the green stone and go directly to the coffins.
I mean, it could also be yellow. Master's Tomb. We don't really know where any of them go except for the violet and what was the Amber Temple? Was it? What? I'm trying to remember what colors we know. We know violet.
Blue was Amber Temple.
Blue is Amber Temple. That's what. Okay. And then what was the?
Violet was Solinka Pass, and indigo is the
Right,
Abbey.
Right. Okay. So we don't know what yellow, red, or green, or orange.
Castles
Or
Peak.
that's the goat. So
I'd say,
yeah,
if you think red's the library, I would say start there and work your way out.
right. Worst case, if it's not where we think, then we try another one. So, yep.
So tell me what you do.
We grab the redstone.
You grab the redstone and you toss it in. And give me a second here. Come on. Wrong thing. All right, there we got it. There we got it. Okay. Let's see here. We have Katota. So you open the portal and you look through? Yeah? Mm-hmm. You want the description before you step in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you see a well-to-do room, a table of chairs. Around the outside of the room, you see bookshelves. And in the room is a female and a gentleman. Have I activated? You can see this. Yes.
Yep. K37.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And these two are talking to each other, and you hear something to the effect of, "Can you believe the hussy?" And the gentleman says, "It's Strahd is our lord, and whomever he chooses to marry is his prerogative." And they both look over to the portal as it opens, and they very quickly shut up. A fireplace at the far side of the room.
And do you recognize these people?
No, not at all. The female is wearing a very nice white dress.
Are you sure, Dave? Because she was at the...
Well, then it's a different female than...
Okay.
If she was at there, I grabbed the wrong one. She's not...
Right.
Yeah.
It might be using icons, Steve. That's fine.
Did I have the red one there? If it wasn't the white one, it's the red one. Easily swap.
You know how it is. Everybody bought the same dress at Walmart.
Yeah. It's the purple bride.
I don't remember which one I used.
They were both there.
Well, then there's a third one, damn it.
All right. Okay, now that we know they're different, for sure.
Yeah. I tried to avoid that mistake. Is that the same one I used twice?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, there's a woman there in a nice dress. Talking to the man, obviously somewhat upset about the wedding that Strahd's taking another wife. But that's in the split second that you open the portal before they shut up. Now you tell me what you're going to do.
I'd assume step 3.
Yeah.
You're gonna step in?
Yeah. No, remind me, how does like this stealth and like sneaking work?
Stealth and sneaking, you have advantage when you're invisible. And you roll a stealth check.
Do we roll a stealth check against their
Perception?
And yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've done this. Do you roll now, or is it only like...
Well, as the portal opens and the portal closes... Yeah, so why don't you each give me a stealth check with advantage?
Okay. Question for you. Since I technically have disadvantage due to my armor, but then advantage due to my artificer thing, is it just a straight roll for me? That's how 5e works, right?
But then we also have advantage
No.
to invisibility.
I don't think it stacks like that. I think it's just if you have one and the other. That's what I wanted to make sure before I roll here.
So you had disadvantage, but that was negated by the advantage, so you have nothing. So it's just a straight roll.
Okay. So select roll mode. Normal. There we go.
So yeah, so Todd, you step through first, and they're oblivious. Oh, Olak, yeah, you step through, and they both look at it curiously, and they see back through to the Abbottstein's upper laboratory, and they both look at each other and shrug as the minute passes, and they kind of walk up in front of it to take a peek in, and you hear them talking about, it's curious that this would open and no one would come through. As they stand there and look for a minute, they step forward and they poke their head in. And the gentleman goes to her, I do not believe Strahd has returned yet. And he had his whole entourage. I wouldn't think he'd use the portal.
There's a door behind us.
Yep.
This one.
Yep. There's
Probably not open.
You see 5 doors, or really 4 exits to the room.
That's a good point. Are any of the doors open?
No, none of the doors are open.
And my hope is one of them might leave because this is interesting, and then we can sneak out. So I'm going to, if Ta starts to move towards the door, I'm going to hold ground and like gently try to keep him in his location for like a minute or two to see what happens.
You might learn a lot by listening.
So after a minute passes, the female moves back to the chair, sits back down, and starts looking at her book again. And you just hear, I just don't understand. Doesn't he have enough wives? And you say, Goldie, I suggest you let it go. And he moves off and goes to the door to the south.
Oh, that seems like, all right, I'm going to gently try to pull Ta towards that door.
Yeah, we would. When he started moving that direction, we would run after, not run, but move after him to try to catch the door.
All right. And the door starts to swing shut, but you stick your foot in it to hang it up just a little bit as you slide through. Give me another stealth check.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh, terrible. Oh, yours is.
All right, so Olak, you put your foot in it, and Ta slides through, and Kotata, I'd let you put your. You see him; he's crossing the room. You could put your within 10 feet of where you are. You can put your character wherever you want.
Does the door open into the room, or?
Sure.
Well,
It's kind of like this right now.
I was thinking, I'd open the door, but I forgot we're trying to be stealthy, and that isn't very stealthy. So, stop it. I had multiple icons selected. I would move back towards the wall.
You come to like there.
Yeah.
As the doors seems to be hung up, the guy looks back at the door and moves back to the door and pushes it closed. What do you do? Ken.
Well, gotta be stealthy, so I will let it shut. I won't fight it.
All right, he pushes it close. You are now separated. The gentleman crosses the room and heads to the other door. Opens it. As he does that, Katota, what are you doing? You gonna let him leave, or are you gonna follow him?
I will let him leave, and as soon as he's gone, I will open the door. That. I'll lock that.
All right. Sadly, I need another, not from you, Katota, but I need another one from Olak.
Come on. Well, that's a 15.
All right. As you slide through, and just as the door closes, you from the corner of your eye, you see the girl's head look over, but then the door shuts again. So that's all you know. All right. So this room, only says to map 8, huh? Doesn't have. So it's obviously some sort of dining room.
And I would whisper, he went out through the door on the right.
All right, let's go to the left then. Unless we want to follow.
Peek through the door first and make sure nobody's behind it. If there's someone there, close the door quietly.
You're gonna have
I
him.
don't suppose there's like peepholes or something.
No peepholes.
Shucks.
And Olak, you're gonna take that. You're gonna be the.
Oh no. Well, hold on. Yeah, no. Taw's stealthier than I am.
Yeah, it's not an advantage.
Yeah, advantage seems better than a +4.
All right, but we're gonna pause there. All right, it's a good turn for you two, and we're gonna go to. Now, Noel, we haven't done much with you tonight, but yours is the easiest, right?
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that. You take the weapons. No, let's just do you. Let's do you. You go to the blacksmith shop, right?
Okay.
And
So I will hand him all the weapons that everybody listed, except my glaive, and I would recommend to Irina not to do anything to the sun sword.
And I suppose you expect me just to drop everything I'm doing. I have this rush order for the burgomaster to get these wheels fixed for his carts. You want me to drop this and just do your thing?
Which is the burgomaster offering you?
Well, he offers me a lease on this building. He offers me the continued business. I don't know you from Adam.
Oh, I don't know who Adam is either.
Burned down.
The opportunity here will only be this one time. The burgomaster, he needs you as much as you need him, and I'll pull out my pouch, and chink, and it's full of Strahd.
He raises an eyebrow, and he goes and he reaches for the bag, and he takes it, the whole bag.
Right before I hand him the other bag of silver, and said, "This silver is for these weapons. We need it by tomorrow morning."
All right, drop everything I'm doing. Try to silver the weapons in what, 24 hours?
Yep.
So I'm going to work through the night.
Yep.
And he takes he grabs the bag of silver, right, and he weighs it in his hand. He says, "I will do as much as I can do for you in 24 hours, and I will take this bag of gold as my payment."
Fair enough. And the gold is... I'm trying to think how much Strahd I have on me. I got it here. I just gotta pull it up.
It better be a pretty good bag full. If it's a bag of substance, it better be a pretty good bag.
I'm trying to... Yeah, so I will give him 500 Strahd.
And at first, you know, he wants to maintain a gruff persona, but you see for just a second a brief smile, a glint of, and then he quickly says, "I'll see what I can do. Be back tomorrow."
And I'll grab the bag back and I say, "There's no seeing what you can do. I've heard what you can do. And I know what you can do for this 500 gold, which you will get when the job is done."
And he grabs it back and he pours out half. And he says, "Fine, come back tomorrow."
Fair enough.
Roughly half, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And fine, come back tomorrow, and we'll see. We'll see what he can do for you.
I've reduced it. I thought I reduced it. I've added it.
So 500 Strahd to silver the weapons that were in the list.
Yep.
Now, as discussed, guys, this is a quick jobby silvering, right? This is not creating silvered weapons that'll last. This is going to last you one battle, and that's pretty much it. Okay.
If we're going to survive one battle.
So I would take Irina shopping for dresses for tomorrow night and my maid of honor dress at that point.
Yep. And you are led to the burgomaster. Lydia, the wife, will help you figure all that out. You will spend the rest of your afternoon with the half-crazy burgomaster wife. Congratulations.
Well, at least it won't be boring.
And they are delighted to help you. And them and their two, if you remember, mastiffs, somehow deja vu. Varinka's mildly jealous that they have two beautiful mastiffs.
Maybe you can find some way to put some cloth or something over your glaive so they'll actually let you bring it in.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work, but I'll think of something.
All right, moving on to the Wizard of Wines as Ruckus and Strider approach the winery. Any notation before you come to the signpost where the heads are on the stake? How would you approach the winery? Ruckus in particular, I'm thinking of you. Not Ruckus, Strider. Strider in particular, I'm thinking of you. Tall, thick hedges surround the outside edge of the property. Over the top of the hedge, you can see the evil-looking tree. Bear kind of hovers over the entire vineyard.
Right. Well, where are we on the map has just now shown up for me, so I'm...
Yeah, so you're going to be at the very top where I've kind of drawn this map. You're coming from the north of this map.
Got it.
You are very familiar with this path. You've been here at least twice other. Oh, did I miss Ruckus?
What was the name? There was a female leader, right? Do we remember her name?
Remember it, but I know we have it somewhere.
Is that so again?
The female leader of the Druids that was at the winery.
Yes.
Yes, I was there just a minute ago. Give me a minute.
Yeah, you'll find it. It's in Pinduka.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So if you want, we could try to sort of call out her name as we get close.
But my question is, are you, the two of you, just walking up?
I think so.
Yeah.
If we don't, unless we see something threatening. But yeah, and I could even sort of play the role of I am. You know, I will introduce you when we get within earshot. You know.
You have your cloak on, you have your staff out.
Oh yeah, I'm walking like I own the place, even though I don't yet.
Defeated. What's the name of the goat again?
Sangzor.
Okay. So
So
even, maybe even before, you know, as soon as we're coming down the path, I might just start shouting, you know.
You're not a bard.
Hail Spider!
Yeah.
Defeater of Sangzor!
I keep thinking that you're a bard, Glenn, but you're not, right? You're
No, just a smarmy weatherman. I'm Lee Wanger, Dave. That's right. Somebody else is laughing. Somebody knows who he is.
You guys
Who
know
in the hell is Lee Wanger?
What's that?
Who in the hell is Lee Wanger?
Yeah, he's a disc jockey on the public radio, and he's in
I don't know if he's still doing that, but yeah, he's just kind of a
he's kind of a local celebrity.
I know who you're talking about now. I remember.
He sings too.
He sings quite a bit. Yep, he's in a lot of shows. Well, it wouldn't be.
yeah. So. Yeah.
So, yeah, as you
Hail, Strider, defeater of Zangzor, bearer of super fear of a certain name.
and as you walk into past the heads on stakes, out steps from behind you a druid that kind of cocks her head sideways and looks at you. And says, "Oh, blah, 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 blah."
Did you understand that?
Oh well.
And you would have, from your old druidic knowledge, of saying, "Who are you? Where do you come from?" In her female voice. Who are you? Where do you come from? Where did you get that staff?
And you can explain it to her in
Right.
Druid.
Right, which I would do.
And she kind of takes a step forward and kind of pokes at the staff and then jumps back.
Be careful.
And
Strider Featherfoot, I've slayed Sangzor. I am the liberator of the Druids. Barovia.
And she kind of lowers her eyes, lowers her gaze to the ground in reverence.
Excellent.
And just kind of goes back into her hiding spot.
Very well. We have business at the winery.
You make your way
Let's
up.
go, Ruckus.
You make your way up. You know, these are rows of vines, right? Off to your left, you see the tree. Make your way up the path.
Yep,
And you see, when you round the corner a little bit here, as it opens up to get a better view of it, you see a cart with 4 horses has been backed into the stall. And there's a number of druids that seem to be loading it up. 2 humans stand next to their horses, trying to calm the horses as they stand there uncomfortably as the druids work. And one of the druids has a spear pointed at him. The more stately of them has her arms crossed and is watching the whole operation.
God, same. I am, just bellowing out to everyone, hail Strider Featherfoot.
Yes, and once they get in earshot, they all look your way. And the 2 humanoids kind of look at each other and shrug. The leader girl puts away some piece of paper that she was holding and was about to tuck it somewhere and just looks and hands it back to the other female druid and then moves forward toward you. Hands on her hips, staring you down.
Oh.
So
you are now, what, 30 feet, 20 feet?
yeah, what's her name again?
Impenduka.
Infinduka. So hello again, Infinduka. As you know, Strahd leads the winery to me, but I bring you even more important news. For there is a new champion of the Druids. Strider Featherfoot here has slain Zangzor with the legendary Volpal Spear of Mermana. Is now taking his place as rightful king of the Druids.
Kavan, Spear of Kavan. And she looks at you and doesn't understand a word you say and looks past you to Strider and kind of cocks her head with just trying to take you in curiosity, like trying to figure out the person behind you. She recognizes the staff and in the old druid says, "Have you brought another skull to put on a stake?"
So we never spoke to her in common, huh? Okay. Guess not.
No, I have no skull for the stakes. I have, however, taken the skull of Sangzor and the power that it offers. Keep that in mind. I see you're tending to our guests.
Lord Strahd demands us to send him 6 barrels of this wine.
Excellent. Are you nearly done?
They're loading it now.
Excellent. Well, let's not keep them waiting.
Fine, yes. But why do you come here today? And she kind of circles around, trying to get a better view of you. Where did you get that cloak? And that staff?
The cloak I got was made for me by the wildlings and Arctic druids on the mountain. After I conquered Sangzor. This is his skin, his hide. I fought a pitched battle with him, and I overcame him. And they made this just for me. The spear I've had for longer.
How do I know you didn't steal it? Maybe I take it for myself.
I'd think twice before you do that.
You want him? Come and claim him.
What proof do you have that they gave it to you of free will?
It's in my
Don't you have a
possession, is
hitchhiker?
it not?
Don't you have a hitchhiker?
I don't understand that. Hitchhiker?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
is
that
someone
one.
riding with you?
Nope. There was no interest in her.
What?
I sensed no interest from her, so she stayed back.
Oh.
You didn't keep the Eskimo girl in your purse.
I thought we talked about that.
We could talk about it again, but this is the first time it's come up, and we've been an hour into it. If she'd been with you, she would have been with you the entire time.
So
The
rabbit or whatever she turned into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I swear we talked about this when I was still on the mountain.
We can clarify
It's neither
that.
here nor there.
Well, it is a little bit. So I mean, that would be definitely proof if she was amongst you. So it is your desire to keep her as your companion, the female? Uh-huh.
Well, I mean,
Girl, she's a Chippewa.
yeah, nice.
That was the choice, right? She was kind of wanting to be. I'm not. She wanted to be your companion, and I really didn't sense you were comfortable with that.
I don't know why.
No, she was pretty.
Oh, Marge.
Higher calling and all.
What did I do with her token? Did I not have a token for her?
Oh, it's either that or you throw down with this one.
Or you show them something else that might convince them.
Oh well, I would have no trouble brandishing the 3 goat figurines.
Yeah. So you pull that out, and she kind of moves forward to take a closer look. What is this? And she touched it. That does seem to be goat ivory.
Indeed, it is. Very skull and horns of Sangzor.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
All right. Second.
Don't suck, man. Don't suck.
Yeah, no joke. Here's last words.
I
With
mean,
advantage. Hang on. 2.
There you go.
17.
Hey,
she is totally, utterly enthralled with that little goats of ivory, and she looks up to you and looks harder and says, "What is your name? How is it you defeat the great Sangzor?"
Now, my name is Strider Featherfoot, and I beat him using everything that I had with a little help from one of the Arctic Druids. Uklik was her name. She patched me up 3 times. 3 times I fought with him, and I finally put him down. It was a pitched battle, but I came out on top.
She looks at you. She looks at the cloak. She looks at the staff. "And what would you have us do, Sangzor Slayer?"
well, we seek the aid of the Barovian Druids in our, and I'll kind of lower my voice because, I mean, we got Strahd's people right there.
Yep.
I'll just say at this time, I just need to know that I can count on you and your people for help. That there's trouble brewing in Barovia, and we're going to need your help. I will need your help.
Of course, Sangzor Slayer. We follow you.
Excellent.
But I am just one of the 4. Give me a D10, and we're going to add 10.
Alrighty.
It is me and 13 of my sisters here in my tribe. And our spear is your spear. Our great wolf, great bear, will fight by your side. But you might want to seek allegiance with the other tribes. You might remember Juniper and her great control over the plants.
Indeed.
She can be found in the northwest of Barovia. And you might remember Freylise from Yester Hill. She had the ability to conjure elementals. And she went back to the far east of Barovia. Now, we can spread word of the new leadership, but it'd be more convincing if you were there in person. Tell me, I might assume that you have the ability to transform into a bird of some sort, the eagle perhaps.
Indeed, I can.
And she looks at Ruckus with disdain and says, "Your friend will have to stay here and make his own way. I suggest you follow me." She takes 2 steps, leaps in the air, and transforms into a great eagle.
Alrighty.
And so what do you do?
So I very succinctly recap, because I'm assuming he couldn't understand a word of that conversation.
Only thing he understood was the look of disgust from Impenduka, which he's not used to. He's not really accustomed to
Probably
that.
hurt his feelings.
Yeah, it really did, because even ugly wildling women usually find him attractive.
At least he thinks so.
Hey,
So I'll quickly alert Ruckus to the fact that I've gained her backing, but she wants me to speak to the other tribes directly. Both Juniper, who we know has great command over the plants, and Freylise, who led the battle on Yester Hill. She thinks if I speak to them each directly, we'll gain even more support.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just as long as you can, hopefully you'll be there for the to go to the rehearsal dinner tomorrow night and get them all to Ravenloft for the wedding.
I'll do everything I can.
As the bird is circling in the air above you.
Right.
All right. Yeah, go to it.
All right. So I will. I got my stuff here. No, that could be something else. All right. So I will wild shape into a giant eagle as well and follow where she leads.
Okay. And so we're not going to do this. It's the same type of conversation with each of them. You find Juniper, and I need you to give me a D10 plus 10.
All right. All right, so D10. 14.
She has a tribe of 14. It takes you a little bit longer. I mean, this is over the course of the rest of the day, right?
Sure.
And you make your way east then, and ultimately you find Freya-Lise. And this time, though, since she has a much bigger territory, she has a D20 plus 10.
Nice. All right.
Now, there might be more wildling druids than this, but these are the ones that are willing and able to fight.
Gotcha.
Oh, that was so closely in 18. So 24. Oh, so, yeah, D20. Oh, so only 14. Yeah, 14. All right.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are willing and able to fight. So take that down, note it. I will let you, if you want to use your inspiration, I'll let you re-roll that.
Awesome.
D20.
I agree. I think that's a good choice because we've been get my cursor on the right screen. There we go. Try again.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So yeah, 30 under her tribe. And as he flies, as Strider flies off, Ruckus, you got this sinking feeling like, oh crap, where am I and what have I got myself into?
Has the wagon left?
No, it's still there.
All right, so I might. Well, I don't speak Druidic, so
right.
Even though I claim to own this place, I can't even talk to them. So I might hitch a ride with them, as at least back to the road to the lodge.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check and don't suck.
Persuasion. I don't suck. I was a 25.
Yeah. And as you talk to them, the girl gets a little enthralled and says, Davanka, you could just ride in the back. I'll ride up front with Ruckus. Oh, no, better yet. You ride, I'll ride in back with Ruckus.
There it is.
See, Ruckus knows how to take care of a girl. Strider.
Don't be too hard on him. All right.
Might cost you your tail, Eeyore.
Okay.
It's just pinned on. It won't hurt anything.
Oh, it's just a little blood sucking between friends, you know.
Okay. Eventually, they can load up and they ride on, and they take you to the crossroads, Ruckus. And where do you want to? Do you want to go back to Albert Lodge?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's where you end up. All right. And for our last 15 minutes, let's go back to Ken and Wes.
Yeah, that should be entertaining.
You ever get the idea that maybe you made a bad decision?
No, this is not.
You decided to do something with Tom.
All right. So, this is K35. So you open this door, yeah?
Just a crack. Just a crack.
Just a crack.
Top does, because he's stealthier than I am.
It's
just to peek through and see if anybody is there.
The door is a delicately engraved steel, and let's see. You open it a crack. So I'll just read it. A door of delicately engraved steel stands at the west end of this short, dark hallway, which I think you're coming from the other end. Intricate details stand out clearly on the door's surface. The door seems to shine with a light of its own, untouched by time. Flanking the door are two alcoves in shadow. A dark, vaguely man-shaped figure stands in each alcove. So as you open the door, just like alcove, you look inside there and you see two figures standing on either side of an alcove. And I can get rid of this.
Like statues?
I'll say yes.
Oh, all right.
What do you do?
It appears to be empty. Let's go.
Oh,
It's just some
God.
statues.
All right.
Yeah, just statues. Uh-huh.
Let's a walk.
Locke steps through.
Taw's in front of me, so I would run into Taw if I tried to walk.
Taw steps in. Oh. And you follow him, and you roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh, initiative. Oh no.
Yeah.
As swarms of rats pile down from the dark creatures.
Okay.
That's a 14.
All right.
15.
I was not expecting this encounter.
Oh.
are they still invisible?
Yes, but if we attack something, we will become visible.
Yes.
Yeah, we're invisible right now.
I think, yeah. The door opens, closes, and they sense the movement. They can smell you as they attack. And let's see, do I have? I certainly have. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's not creepy looking at all. It's like they're throwing up rats.
No.
Oh, it looks like worms. You get up really close.
Yeah, those are tiny rats.
They're actually swarms of rats.
Are they regular rats or cranium rats?
These are... Well, they can inspect them if they want to.
Where did we run into those? On the spaceship?
No, at Winterstone Temple.
All right. Back here, let's give me a roll. All right. So, Taw, I have a 15.
Yep.
And Olak, a 14.
Yep.
And bad guys have a 3. All right. So they're charging at you. We start with. I gotta clean this up. We start with Katota, right?
Yeah. I will move forward to the door in front of me.
All right. 5, 10, 15. You gonna see what's under door B?
I will open the door and I will walk through it.
You open the door and walk through it. I love it.
I'll do a quick check, obviously.
Oh, now we check.
If there's obviously rats in there, maybe we'll reconsider.
You open the doorway to a spiral staircase that goes up and down.
I will step through.
Think this was 20.
And
Up or down?
down.
Think this is down.
But I won't go too far because I'll need to
Well, you stop at your 30 feet, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you're like 5 feet down the stairs.
Yep.
All right. You still have an action.
I will hold a dodge.
Okay. All right, Olak, he dashed through the door. He moved through the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure the door behind me is shut,
Yeah.
and then I will run forward. Oops, that's moving both of us.
I'm sorry. So you go.
I will move forward as well, and then shut the door behind me.
Okay. And
Well, before I
Sometimes
shut the
it's good to
door,
be
I'll make sure
posting
Katota got out as well, because I guess I can't actually see him to know he's not in there anymore.
well, you were holding hands, so I'll say that you took this action together.
Okay. Well, I guess I would have seen the door in front of me open as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and then if I have an action left, I'll dodge. But I interacted with two things, so that might have used one of them.
no, I'm thinking it's fair. I think
Okay.
that you were holding hands and you both went through the door at the same time. You both closed it and then continued down the stairs. And as you continue down the stairs, you can hear the squeaking of the rats trying to push underneath the door.
Might not be a permanent solution. All right, let's keep going.
All right. Well, I think this is where I want to end the night, as I'm not prepared to have you do more exploring at this time. It just means I have to add more maps. I didn't really expect you to... I expected you to take a peek and then go on to the next one, but I guess I kind of closed that door on the Abbott side, didn't I? So, but we covered a lot of ground tonight, guys. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
All this
for,
stuff...
for splitting the party 5 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
None of us died.
I've been thinking about that a lot this week.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes your life way easier.
It's not too bad. I feel bad for people that are too bored. Anyway, so we'll pick up with this on next Thursday.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So who before
Leonard, make sure you claim that inspiration, man.
Yeah. Inspiration.
yeah,
You earned it, man. That was great.
some great role play. Absolutely. Oh, you know what?
He's taking lessons from Patrick.
So we have 10 minutes. Gloin, you fly to Argenvostolt, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember, he was. Well, he could be anywhere in here.
Where he was in the separate tower, wasn't he?
Is that up front?
Well, no, because we've seen him up on the second floor, and we've seen him up on the third floor, and we've seen him down on the second or first floor killing spiders.
This is you.
No, it was second floor and then like up on the roof. I think we saw it.
So
Yeah, he could be anywhere.
My computers, I'm not.
by
It's not doing anything.
by now, I don't know if you need it. By now, I'm gonna say it's 3 p.m. Gloin time, right? And you do a circle around at a high altitude above the castle, and you keep going lower and lower. And the most notable thing, as I should activate. Let's copy this first. Copy and activate the upper floor. The spiders, right?
Well, there'd be a bunch of spiders up on the top floor.
Yeah,
wouldn't there?
and the great mama spider of them all is at the top of the tower.
Yeah, I don't want to go up there.
I mean,
Well-
you're keeping your distance.
I could use my breath weapon on her. It might turn her to a crisp.
It might, or it might just piss her off.
Well, I mean, just a spider, right? They burn easy, don't they?
Find out.
Well, this is a spider as big as a normal house. So, you tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, okay, only 22 fire. Okay, yeah, so maybe not. I'm actually not here to kill spiders at the moment.
Yeah, you keep your distance.
Yeah, so I would prefer to walk in, probably turn back into glowing and walk into the front door.
All right, back to the lower floor.
Do I remember that there's that trip point that trips something?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, sure. You would also remember that it was kind of a red herring, right? You step on it and there's a click and you hear a...
Yeah, I think something came from the statue out front. So, but anyway.
You come in the door.
Yep.
And a shadow of a dragon drags across the walls and flies into the room to the left.
I turn into my gold dragon and I go into the left.
And the fireplace erupts and there's a dragon in the fire. This is very familiar to you, as it's happened to us twice before.
Yeah. And so I'm a wormling. I'm a gold wormling, and I see a dragon in the fireplace. But this is an adult dragon. What am I seeing?
You're seeing a formation of a dragon in the fire of the fireplace.
Yes.
That's it. It seems to be illusion of sorts.
Oh, so a little flattery wouldn't hurt here. Oh, dragon, eldest dragon, I beg a favor of you. I need help finding. There's a wormling dragon here, silver wormling dragon, and I wish to seek its help.
It hisses and crackles and unfurls its smoking rings. The fire dragon hisses at it and addresses, "My knights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light they have lost." And then the fire extinguishes.
Okay, so we're in the process of trying to do that, so it doesn't care. Okay. So I will then. So I'm looking for the dragon. I remember we saw it. It was in a room on the first floor killing a spider. And I think you said it came up and helped us up on the top floor when we were doing our thing.
It was on the second floor, I think.
Oh, when we went into a room and it killed it was eating a spider.
It was eating a spider or whatever, yeah.
As you wander this main floor, you'll soon recognize that this isn't the right floor, and you go up to the second floor.
Yep, okay.
And this is looking familiar. And you come to that first door on the right, and you poke your head in, and there is a silver dragon munching on a spider.
Yeah.
You poke your head in.
Yeah, I do more than poke my head in. I step in.
And it kind of stands on top of its spider, one claw pushed on its head as the legs kind of involuntarily quake. And in Draconic says, "What are you doing here? This is my kill."
I switch to the gold dragon. Well, this is probably...
You were already your gold dragon.
Oh, I'm already my gold dragon. Okay. And I say, I am not here for your spiders. You can have them all. But we as dragons need to bond together. We must go and face the evil of this land, and you know his name.
Leonard's on fire tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Really? You like that, huh?
Totally.
And he looks at you and says, "There's much evil in this land.
Don't you know who the true evil is?
I spend most of my time here at Argenvostolt."
Well, then you need to spread your wings a little bit.
Where would
Get
you
out into the world.
Where would you have me go? What would you have me do?
You and I are going to go and storm the castle of Ravenloft.
The castle to the east that stands high.
Yes. That one.
I approached there once before and was chased off by a legion of stone birds.
Stone birds, really?
They shook themselves free from the spires, and I was not curious enough to stick around.
Okay, so we know now what awaits us.
Our Ingram pool. This path.
Why should we go back there?
Because we will not be the only ones. It is time for this evil to end in this land. We need to cleanse it. And we shall cleanse it.
This sounds very enticing. Are you prepared to light the beacon and bring back the Order of the Silver Dragon?
We have a team inside this very moment trying to find the skull that you desire. Perhaps we could go and help them, although I don't think we'd be all that stealthy.
All right. Persuasion check.
Oh, must I? Probably not very good at persuasion. Come on, where's it at? Down, there. Oh, definitely not good at persuasion. I wonder if maybe because as a dragon, as a gold dragon, that would be charisma, wouldn't it?
Yep.
That's a +5 as the dragon.
All right, go ahead.
That's 17.
That's pretty good. He says, "I will scout the castle with you. Perhaps we could wait until after dark, though. I am not keen on having the people of this land aware of my existence."
That's not a bad idea. I could use a little rest and recuperation myself.
I have another idea.
Oh, and what would that be?
I will help you if you will help me kill the giant spider of Argenvostolt.
Yes, that sounds very intriguing.
All right, and we'll pick up with that next week too.
Now, gee, if I could just go up to 10th level.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Sorry.
Damn. Okay.
You reach 10 level when Strahd, if Strahd dies.
I'd rather be a young dragon than a wormling.
You know what happens if Strahd doesn't die, though, right? Nobody makes 10th level.
Or they do as undead.
Or that, yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay. All right. I like it. We got 2 storylines to follow. And we'll pick up with that next Thursday.
Okay.
So the people that don't have a storyline, think about what you might like to be doing, right? And we'll see if we can come up with something for you guys. All right?
Preferably something idiotic, so it's not just me and Todd doing something stupid.
Hey, what's that saying? Don't do anything stupid. How can I do something stupid? You're taking all the stupid with you.
Yep. I need to make wiser characters. I think that's the gist of it. Wisdom shouldn't be a dump stat anymore.
It depends what you're going for.
My wisdom's actually my second highest stat.
What the heck? Why did you not talk us out of this then?
Because he's chaotic.
Oh, that's fair.
Exactly.
All right.
I got by fine without wisdom when I was a barbarian.
Yeah. That's one of the fallacies of this game is you're supposed to be playing a dumb character and the player is smarter than the character and they don't role play it that way. Whatever. It's all for fun.
Yep.
Okay, guys. I think that's enough for tonight.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
All right, be safe shoveling your driveways.
I got to take Patrick to work in the morning. Wish me luck.
Yeah. Good
Good
luck.
luck.
It'll be fine by morning.
Yeah, I bet it's all clear by morning.
Oh, with the wind going in the 30s and 40s tonight, it's going to drift like crazy.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
You guys actually plow in sand and salt pretty fast, though, so...
The streets
We'll see.
themselves will be fine. It'll be, the worst part is always the plowed you in at the bottom of your driveway.
Yes.
Yep.
Or they haven't gotten to your street at all.
Now, they won't have gotten my street yet. They'll be lucky to keep the main thoroughfares open.
Was one of the nice parts about my apartment is they would plow our parking lot. So as long as I could get out of my garage,